Okay, so first thing I'm going to do, if it's 2.45 repeating, I'm going to forget about that whole number. That's why I crossed it off. Just worry about the decimal part. So it's going to be x equals 0.45, 45, 45, so on and so forth. Now, how many digits are repeating? 2. So what am I going to multiply by? 100. So I'm going to multiply by 100 on both sides. And this is what I get. 100x equals 45.45, 45, 45, and so on and so forth. Then what am I going to do? Yep, I'm going to take this down here and I'm going to subtract it. And I turn out with this. 99x. Luckily, do all these cancel? Yep. 45. Now what am I going to do? Divide by 99. Can I reduce? I can actually reduce by 3. Or I can reduce by 9. That'll work too. So not 45 goes be 5 over 11. And then if you have a whole number, guess what? Now he can join it. Now he can join. We'll keep practicing this along the way. Okay? Every day we'll do one and we'll practice it. Yeah, put it after. Like on this or your homework? Okay. Okay. Well. All right, so what we're going to start with today is we're multiplying rational numbers. This is called 3 multiplying rational numbers. We're going to start with multiplying fractions. Okay? So, a few things about multiplying fractions. I think it's the easiest thing you do in fractions. Number 1, you don't need a common denominator. Number 2, you multiply right across. Number 3, you can reduce before you do anything. You get to the end, sometimes you come up with a huge number and you say to yourself, well, I don't know if this thing can be reduced, so I'm just going to circle and that's going to be my answer. So if you reduce beforehand, sometimes you save that headache. If I look at this one, 3/4 times 7/8, can I reduce? No. So 21 over 32. That's my answer. Okay. Here's another one. Let's look at this one together. So, okay, I have 12 times 4/5. What can I reduce? Okay, so time. A lot of people don't know what to do. They can reduce. They don't know what to do. Go ahead. Oh, you don't know? Oh. Okay, so this is what you do. I look crossways. Can I reduce? Yes. I can take what out of both of them? 4. I could do 2, but if I take 4, I'm going to get it to be as lowest as possible then. So I said, how many times does 4 go into 4? 1 time. That's what I put there. I say to myself, how many times does 4 go into 12? 3 times. Or you can say to yourself, what's 4 divided by 4? What's 12 divided by 4? That's another easy way. Can I reduce this way? No. Could I reduce this way now? I still could reduce that way. 9 over 3 could be 3 over 1. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. Then you do 9 times 1 is 9. 3 times 5 is 15. And let's say you decided to reduce these at the now. You wouldn't have to reduce at the end then. But can I reduce now? Yeah, because I didn't do that before. I can reduce by 3. I get 3 fifths. Yep. Okay. I had some people ask me, can I reduce this way if I want to? The answer is no. You can only reduce this way and this way. You cannot do it like this. You cannot, like, I can't reduce 4 and 8. Okay, so I had some other people in the other class ask me that. Okay, so it's either crossways or up and down. Yeah. Well, you can. You can. You can. Like, I could reduce, like, look at this one, Larissa. I could reduce 9/12 right away. What can I reduce that to? 3. 2. As long as you get the right answer, doesn't matter to me. And this last one here, look at what I have with it this time. A negative sign. So, is my answer is going to be negative. I can reduce by what? 2. It goes in once. It goes in 3 times. I get 3/8 with a negative. Okay? Very good. Questions on how to do this? Because you're going to have some of these in your homework today. Good? All right, what about multiplying Mixed fractions. You have to turn them into improper fractions. I can't tell you how many times people will get here and say, well, I'm just going to multiply my whole numbers, and then I'm just going to multiply these. That does not work. You have to change to improper fractions. So this one would be 13 over 4 times 5 over 2. I really can't reduce, but I get 65 over 8. Now, if you get to be this far, do you all remember how to change to a mixed number then? What do you do? Okay, or you could just divide and get 8 and an 8. Put whatever way you're comfortable with, right? Whatever way you're comfortable with. So you cannot just multiply, because remember in adding and subtraction we did that. We worried about the small fractions and the big fractions. We'll talk about that later. But you cannot do that with multiplication. You have to actually put them in proper fractions. Okay, we're going to not do this one. Let's look at this one together. I have to put a 1 underneath of it because that makes it still a whole 8. You cannot put 0 underneath. You can't put 100 underneath. You don't put 8 underneath. You always put a 1. So 8 over 1 times, let's see, 8 times 3 is 24 plus 7 be 31. Yeah, you did the wrong way. You got to do 8 times 3 plus that 7. Yep, and this is the easy one. Yep, 31 even. Nice work. Question? Got it? Do these for me. Actually, let's just pick one and do it. Which one do you want to do? This one? All right, go ahead and do that one. Hmm? Oh, that's going to be an easy one. There's a lot of reducing that can go on in that one. Yeah, it should. Reduce, reduce. Yep. What should you get? A positive 5. Nice work. Any questions on how to do this? Because you're going to have to do this in your homework today. Another thing I'm just going to quick show you that you need to do in your homework today is they are going to give you like, yeah, they're going to give you more than one. You can do left to right if that's easier. I would like do these two, and then I would do this one, or sometimes they're either going to give you another one. Another easy way to do it would be multiply these two, and then multiply their answers. Sure, you could do that. Yep, you could do that. Like say, okay, I know these two cancel out. I know I can take 2's from these two. Yes, you can do that. Yep, 3. Then you can multiply it. That's easier for you. But make sure you keep track of what you're doing because that can get kind of tricky. Okay, so be careful. All right, one of the things I want to show you today, this would be new to you. Okay, you probably have never ever seen this before. And here's the good news. It's not going to show up in your homework for today, but it is going to show up in your homework for tomorrow, as weird as that is, I know. And it's going to show up in Iowa assessments and probably STAR tests. So that's why I'm showing you today. It's not. It's actually very simple. So it's very simple. So it's algebraic fraction. An algebraic fraction is a fraction that has a variable in either the top, in the numerator, or in the bottom. Notice this. Both of these have variables on both top and bottom. Oh, percents is enough. Yep. Not for a while though. I think that's more towards the end of the semester. The December, January, I think. just with this semester. All right, let me show you how this looks. It's 2a over b times b squared over d. Now, first of all, what does b squared look like? 2b's, b times b, right? Like. Now, here's the deal. You can reduce variables. It's like if the b's were 2's, could you reduce them? Sure. And we know that if there's a b here and a b here, they're going to be the same number. So can I reduce? Kind of, yeah. Kind of. Don't let her confuse you, guys. Because that was kind of confusing. But I can reduce a b here. It's like taking a 2 away. Okay. Can I reduce anything this way? No. So this is what I have left on the top. I have 2, an a, and a b. And what do I have on the bottom? It's a d. That's all I have. That's it. I reduced literally everything I could. Can't reduce anything else. Remember, anytime you have two of the same variable, that technically means they're two of the same number. When they give you what a would be the same number, right? If they give you what b would be, it'd be the same number. So that's why you can reduce it. Let's do a few more together. Let's do this one together. 4x over 3y times 9y over 2x. Now when you have something like this, you can reduce numbers and variables. So you can reduce two things. So luckily this is very simple. Because can I reduce all the letters? Yeah, my x's can go away, my y's can go away. And then I just am left with numbers, which I can still reduce. Let's see, I can do 2 and 4. Let's see, 2 goes into 2 once, goes in twice. I can do this way, once, 3 times. Your answer is just 6. Just 6. Over on this one, I have 2a divided by b times c divided by 2d. What can I reduce in this one? I can just reduce the 2's. That's it. I can just reduce the 2's. So my answer is just AC over BD. That's my answer there. Like I said, this isn't in your homework today, but you will actually see it tomorrow. Yep. Sure, if you want. Definitely. Any other questions on this? Okay, last thing I want to show you today is this. Now, it's called dimensional analysis. You don't have to really write my vocabulary behind it. All you need to say is when you solve a question or a problem when you have units of measure in it. That's all it is. Solving problems with units of measure in it. Like, we're talking like miles per hour, feet per second, with a measurement inside. So if my example has miles per hour. So the speed of a car is 60 miles per hour. How far does the car travel in 2/3 of that time? So I want to know how far it's going to go in 2/3 of an hour is what it's asking. So what I would do is I would use this. Have anybody ever seen this before? D equals RT. D equals distance. R is rate. T is time. You will see this again, not only in math, but in science. You see this. So do I know my rate? My rate is, you probably did see it on the STAR test. Actually, it is. Actually, you're right. It is on the STAR test. My rate is 60 miles per hour. Guess what my time is? 2/3. I can multiply those, and I get an answer of, Larissa said before, 40. This is just an example of dimensional analysis. Any questions on this? No? Okay, and I'm going to go to the next one too. This is also another example of it. So a car travels 65 miles per hour for 3.5 hours. What's the distance traveled? Now, if you have something with a half, what else can you make it? You can make it a decimal. Sometimes that's the easiest thing to do. So how would you solve this problem? What would you do? Sure. Sure, that's the way to do it. If you're going to do it in the fraction way, 65 over 1 times 7 over 2. Or you could do 65 times 3.5, and that's going to give you the same answer. Either one. I don't care which way you use. Because if this was me and I was doing this at home, I would do it the decimal format. So. Do you remember your decimal? Oh, you did? So you got 65 over 1 times 7 over 2, right? Okay, then what can you do after that? Divide. Divide. Because this is 455 divided by 2. Divide it. So you get 2, 5, 2, 7.2. Is that right? 227.2? Oh, 0.5. You're right, 0.5. It can't be 0.2. 0.5. There we go. That is really, really bad. 227.5. There we go. Any other questions? Let's look at the homework then. Let's look at the homework.